Friday Night Smackdown, we saw Cody Rhodes make his return to confront Drew McIntyre. Some really awesome wrestling on the show. And Brock Lesnar showed up and split his pants. That's entertaining, isn't it? The show kicked off, though, with Brock and R-Truth in the ring. Brock Lesnar did his shimmy and came down there, and he just started going back and forth with Mr. R-Truth. R-Truth representing John Cena. Ron Cena was in the ring. Now, this segment, what did you think for opening up Smackdown? This segment started off for me. It was entertaining, and then it just kept going like they were spinning in circles and they didn't know how to get to the F5 in the finish. I like the back and forth between Brock and R-Truth. They were trying to, I think, recreate what they did years ago with R-Truth and Brock in the ring, and then Brock's just laughing. But this was R-Truth being the proxy for John Cena. Cena is no longer going to be showing up on SmackDown. So it's kind of odd in a way because, like, you have to build this WrestlePalooza match between Cena and Brock, and yet we don't get the two of them in a confrontation. They did a massive retrospective video package thing on the show, which was great, and I get having R-Truth in there as Ron Cena, but the actual promo in the dialogue between these guys, I mean, it seemed like Brock was just like, what's your name? Who are you? And then Truth trying to get it back again to kind of finish and close off the promo segment. I don't know, it felt flat. The most hilarious part is just R-Truth eats an F5 and Brock Lesnar splits his little bum pants. So that happened. But also, okay, so with John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and what we're getting for WrestlePalooza, is this a spam the finisher match where it's going to be suplexes, F5s, attitude adjustments, and nothing more? I don't know. It could be fun, it could be trash. The problem I have is the lack of build. It is just, and it's just Brock. Like, it's just a Brock Lesnar show up, F5 John Cena. John Cena really doesn't even acknowledge over the last couple of weeks in SummerSlam, really doesn't get into anything about Brock Lesnar. He doesn't really talk about him. He doesn't deal because he's been dealing with other stuff. So it just kind of seems like the secondary thing. And then also Brock comes out, big pop from the crowd, which is fine. It's Brock Lesnar showing up, but he's been messing with John Cena. He's been taking out John Cena at every opportunity. And yet Brock's coming out and it's like face cowboy Brock. So I just feel like for this match, it just kind of is there. You could have had the opportunity to build something I think really cool, where Brock has a clear-cut motivation. Brock doesn't even talk about why he wants to fight John Cena. He confronts R-Truth and he's asking, where's John Cena? They don't even get into anything. So for a build to a massive, what has now been known as the main event for WrestlePalooza, I feel like it lacks just any type of creativity. It's just, we got Brock Lesnar on the show. Brock versus Cena have history. That is match. So what did you think of the opening segment, though? Did you have fun with it? I thought the pants splitting was a great little touch on the very top of it all. But then you have something that you need to go and watch or rewatch maybe. The US Open Challenge. Sami Zayn versus Rey Fenix. This was awesome. I was glued to my seat. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself watching this match. Sami Zayn retains the United States Championship against Rey Fenix, but man, the crowd was into this whole match. Beginning to end, it built, it escalated. The two of them really have great chemistry. This made me feel like I was watching NXT Black and Gold Sami Zayn. Just here's a huge, 15-minute banger match. And I was just so into it. I feel it did exactly what you wanted it to do. It showcased Rey Fenix, which is the whole point of the US Open Challenge that Cena used to do, and now Sami Zayn is doing it. And seeing this first Open Challenge from Sami, second next to John Cena, but the real beginning of this, it shows me that this is a good position for Sami Zayn. He is now away from Solo Bloodline. There was nothing else, no shenanigans at the very end. You didn't have Sami Zayn having to go on the microphone for 5 minutes and talking about how he's going to do anything he can to win. It's just, let's have a great match. Sami did that. This is a really good opportunity for everybody else to get elevated, like we saw backstage, where we are going to be getting Carmelo Hayes versus Sami Zayn US Open Challenge, presumably next week on SmackDown. But you know what really helped me throughout SmackDown, especially this match and then the women's match? The commentary. Vic Joseph and Booker T were on commentary. Did you guys like this? I mean, I know they're in NXT all the time, but having them show up on SmackDown to do the commentary here, please keep that going. That was so refreshing. Vic Joseph is so good. He brings to me a better sports feel with more energy and excitement to the matches. Like, I felt like he was so invested in everything Rey Fenix and Sami were doing. Bam! Thunder! Bam! And it flowed with the crowd reaction. Booker T is Booker T. You can like Booker T or not like Booker T's commentary because it's just, oh man, boom, and there's some of that. Like, it's just off the rails sometimes, but Vic has to bring them back. They have good chemistry because they've been working for so long together. I'd love to see if it was like Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett again and having them on commentary versus Booker T. I enjoy Book. If Book shows up once in a while, I'm cool with it. But man, Vic Joseph, SmackDown, yes, please. I think Joe Tessitore, I like Joe. I think he also brings that credibility, that ESPN sports vibe to it. But Joe doesn't bring out the, I don't know, urgency when it comes to certain things, the heightened moments. Like, he does try in certain spots, but for whatever reason, I found that Vic just clicked with this whole thing. So that's my shout out to commentary. I think that was one of the biggest wins for me tonight. I love this US Open Challenge. I want to see them do this for maybe even a couple of months. I'm glad that Sammy is away from bloodline stuff and he's doing his own thing. And then we can get matches like Rey Fenix, Carmelo. But let me know in the comments who would be on your list next outside of Carmelo Hayes to go into this US Open Challenge. Julia and B-Fab, they got a whole schmozzy breakdown in there. Chin comes in to make the save, so we are presumably going to be getting a tag team match probably next week on SmackDown between Kiana James, Julia, Chin, and B-Fab. I think it's okay. I just don't feel like something's just not working with Julia. Some people don't like Kiana James and Julia together, and she's like, you know, she's kind of the manager person for Julia. Julia doesn't really need anybody. She's got all the mystique and aura. I just feel like maybe they just don't know where they really want to go ultimately with Julia's character. I kind of do like the pairing of them together, and it's bringing in B-Fab, so that's a positive and a plus because you're going to get more people in the US title spot. But the other women's match we had on the card, WWE Women's Championship match, you had Jade Cargill going up against Tiffany Stratton at Tippy time, and this thing was great. It was a mess in a great way. Way better than their SummerSlam match in my opinion. The SummerSlam match was slow, plodding, short, and it didn't do anything, and Tiffany retained. Tiffany also retained here by disqualification, but this to me was Jade's best match. I thought that this was just great. And again, I think the commentary highlighted it really well. Both of them seemingly in this match had great chemistry. I was hooked to a Jade Cargill match. It's not what usually happens to me. I like Jade fine, but I've found that her matches were very much all the same. Just big power move spots, and pretty slow moving throughout. This was ramped up a lot. Tiffany's flying all over the place, doing the moonsaults to the outside and missing. Everything looked hard hitting, but fast. Everything had urgency. I mean, this in the US Open Challenge were the highlights for me for the wrestling itself. They were pretty much the main wrestling matches we had outside of the main event, but I think that this was like top match. I love this thing. You had the barricade spot to the outside. That resulted in the 10 count, which I think really works because you want to be able to protect both of them. It's not time for Tiffany to drop the belt. You need to keep Jade strong. This could result in just more matches, like giving us a best of series or just multiple, but Nia Jax does come out right after the disqualification. I like that they did this direction. They didn't have it where Nia just blew up the match in the ring, because that's what I expected to happen. They would fight outside, and then Nia would cause the disqualification. It was a 10 count by the two of them, and then Nia came in. Nia decimates both women, and Nia Jax ends up standing strong and tall at the very end. I don't know why this couldn't be what we got at SummerSlam or something like it, because it didn't work for me, brother. But this SmackDown match was excellent. Now it looks like we will get a triple threat match. I would predict that we're going to get the three of them at WrestlePalooza. Palooza has 5 matches now confirmed, I believe 5. If you add this, you got a nice 6. And this one deserves, I think, to get to Palooza. Would you pull the trigger on Nia getting the Women's Championship? Maybe, but you can also have Tiffany just retain that thing and have the whole thing just break down, and somehow, some way, Tiffany retains the belt at Palooza, and then give me more Jade Tiffany matches like this. Get into just making it a little more hardcore, and the added X factor of Nia, I think, helps a lot, because she can come in and just dominate everybody. And if you make it a triple threat at Palooza, it's no disqualifications, so you can do more of this stuff. You can bust out kendo sticks, you can bust out a Slim Jim table, which they always want to do. But did you enjoy this match? I thought it was great. I had so much fun watching this. It's hard to find stuff to watch on SmackDown some weeks. And then a very highly anticipated match. We're getting Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton in the main event. Now, I did think that this match was slow and plodding and deliberate. It was a Randy Orton match, and it was fine. It was good. I did like that Drew McIntyre was focusing in on Randy's knee. They were using that as the story element throughout the whole match. That I felt worked well. But towards the very end, Randy's on the outside. Drew is going for a Claymore through the announce table, just like he did to Cody Rhodes. And then, wouldn't you know it, Cody's music hits, and Cody comes running down. Cody Rhodes is back from Street Fighter. Beats down Drew McIntyre. He gives him a big Cody cutter. Cody announces that they will go one-on-one for the WWE Championship at WrestlePalooza. Figured this was going to be the way they would go. Originally, I thought they would do Randy versus Drew at Palooza with Cody doing the run-in, but they obviously did it here. Makes all the sense in the world. Pretty much assume that Cody's going to retain at Palooza, but I do feel that they need to wonk that finish. Like, I don't want Drew to lose clean at Palooza. If Drew loses clean at the Palooza, it does nothing for him. So I really think that as we have a lot of matches going on that could go a variety of directions, Drew and Cody's going to keep the belt. Cody's just been gone for filming for so many weeks, so that hasn't helped at all building this thing. I mean, on the other side, it's helped elevate the world title because now that's got to be one of the main storylines. This feels very secondary, and again, because Cody was away, they didn't have much to work with. They had to add Randy Orton in there as kind of the proxy to the whole thing. I hope that this does end kind of in a DQ finish. Maybe Drew McIntyre looks to get the victory over Cody Rhodes, like he has his number, but it ends in a DQ, and Cody ends up retaining the belt. I would then love it if they reincorporate Randy Orton into all of it, so you have all three guys in the mix. I don't want it to be one and done. I would like this Drew-Cody feud to heat up more, but Drew's got to get some wins, some actual victories. Smackdown I thought was really good. I really did enjoy all of the wrestling that was on the show. Less promo time, couple of video packages here and there. You got kind of a solid show. We also know that we got WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia, and that's been confirmed. WWE did a whole press event for it, and they're very excited about it. We're gonna get Undertaker, Rock, Stone Cold, Ultimate Warrior, Yokozuna. They're all gonna be there in WrestleMania 43. If you want to talk about the breakdown for WrestleMania 43 and kind of the implications of it, fan reactions, and so on, click this video right here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. See ya.